What is this all about? Is this a sea change? Is this demand? People really want this.
Well, first of all, it's important to know that Ford's only official statement is, yes, we are working on some sort of new vehicle to replace the Focus and C-Max that's moving to Mexico.
So that's a good point. The reason they're doing this is because they're moving a whole bunch of small production units down to Mexico. They got a whole bunch of workers sitting there at the plant saying, right, what are we going to work on? And so now Detroit News and Bloomberg News have gotten scoops that the Ranger and the Bronco will be filling those positions.
Right. Apparently the union's pretty keen to make it happen. Customer demand is definitely there. If you trust internet comments as lore, people love the Ranger online, love the Bronco. And apparently a lot of people want to see it come back.
And they love the the Colorado and the Canyon that GMC and Chevy put out have been huge hits. Toyota's Tacoma is a huge hit. This mid-size pickup truck market it's sort of faltered and has been growing, and that's one of the reasons.
It's interesting. The mid-size pickup truck market is sort of a chicken-egg situation. I mean, like 10 years ago, a lot of people were buying these things. People loved them. And then companies sort of stopped paying attention to them. So the question is, did people get sick of them, or did companies just stop making them attractive? And now we see people, the automakers, investing more, building more cool stuff, and they might get the customers hyped up about them again.
Okay, talk to us about the danger. If you bring back the Ranger, for example, is the F-Series going to be hurt as a result of that?
That's definitely something Ford's going to be wary of. The F-Series has been Ford's best-selling vehicle in this country for over 30 years, and that is something Ford loves to remind us of every time they make a commercial. So that's something they're going to be really wary of protecting, especially in going forward right now.
So, by the way, Andrew runs for Jalopnik the website Truck Yeah, which is like if you say, would you like the new Bronco? I say, truck yeah, I want the new Bronco. You know, a lot of people have been clamoring for this truck for a long time. Why did they ever stop? I mean, was it OJ that made them stop?
I think that might have had something to do with it, yeah. But the market for a small off-road bias SUV started to fade away. People wanted things that we have now, the crossovers. They wanted more comfort. They were sick of the body-on-frame rigid ride. And for a family vehicle, you know, things like the Ford Escape have been much more attractive.
But the Wrangler has come back in a huge way for Jeep.
The Wrangler is a really interesting sort of outlier. I mean, it is the only vehicle that is a true off-road sport utility that is selling like crazy. And I think they live so heavily on brand cachet that they're in a little special world on their own.
Speaking of brand cachet, what about the Toyota Tacoma? Does Ford still have its eye on that?
Definitely. The Tacoma...
that can't be underestimated, right?
Absolutely not. No, as you were saying, the Colorado Canyon from GM have come out. They've been pretty successful, but they're still only selling about half of what a Tacoma sells in a given month.
Wow.
So when people don't just say they want a small truck, people say, I want a Tacoma. It's like, I want a Wrangler. It's just something that's kind of embedded.
The Taco's got its own little niche there.
Exactly.
Before you go, I want to bring up video of the new Humvee replacement that we've been reporting on. Oshkosh has won a contest to build this new, what do they call it, a joint light?
JLTV, yeah. Joint Light Tactical Vehicle.
It looks quite cool, and Oshkosh is like the 99th largest defense contract supplier in America. It was competing against AMG, which made the original Humvee, and Lockheed Martin, the biggest defense contract supplier in America, and it won. It's like a David and Goliath story.
Well, Oshkosh has been kind of hot lately. They've been coming out with a lot of sort of self-driving tech and sort of video game-esque interfaces for the vehicles with the troops that are driving them, and so I think this might have had something to do with the company's winning the bid.
Andrew, I have to ask you, because with all of this talk we've been discussing about truck sales and whatnot.
Sure.
Can you tell us how low gas prices, low oil prices are playing into all of this? Is this just making people salivate more for these vehicles?
It's funny. I don't know. It seems like the popularity is surging no matter what fuel prices do. Consumers shrug when prices increase. They still buy trucks. Americans love trucks. The top 3 of the top 10 best-selling vehicles are typically Ram, Silverado, Ford F-Series.
And now the JLTV.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I can't wait to get my hands on one.
We'll see if the
$400,000 a piece is what they're costing. Maybe work out the original contract.
Right.
$400,000 a piece. You could buy a Rolls-Royce Ghost 2 for that. Fully optioned.